Smell good, family. The streak was almost in jeopardy. It was almost in jeopardy. Your boy had to get a new camera, almost a new setup. Technology failed me a couple of days ago, but we are back. We are back in action, and the weekly rotation is going to live on. All right, so I can't even explain the frustration with technology that I've had over the last couple of days. But we're good to go. We are ready. We're back in action. I just want to let y'all know that it was. I almost just was like, you know what? I'm whatever, bro. It is what it is. But we made a way, and we're here. All right. So let's get to it, man. The weekly rotation. This is 182 straight weeks, and this was an incredible week. It truly was an incredible week. The show will and must go on. Let's get to today's video. YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes, and most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, so welcome back to the weekly rotation, my favorite video to do each and every week. I just love the camaraderie, love the comments, love the recommendations. You know, what you guys are wearing, what was new for y'all, you know, all those things. So continue to put those down below in the comments. I love to read them. I love to respond to them when I get a chance to. It may take some time, but I always respond to the comments. All right, so please keep interacting down below, and you know, we'll keep the conversation going. But this week was a week of a lot of newer things. This week, I also, man, one of these fragrances in here this week could be the new number one in my collection. It could be. It is really going toe to toe with Bleu de Chanel Parfum, which is my number one. But we'll get into that in just a few minutes. All right. So this is week 182, covering every fragrance that I wore during the week of August the 24th, which is me and my wife's anniversary date. And we're going to kick off the week with that. All right, so let's go ahead. So on Sunday, on the way back home from anniversary weekend, anniversary vacation, man, this is a fragrance that I really enjoy. And I find myself as I go along in my journey that this profile for the summertime just really, really works for me. I just love this experience. Really decent performer for a freshie. But this house is very underrated, and I will get into this house very, very soon in a more thorough breakdown. But from the house of Anfas, we went with Samaha. Samaha on Sunday from the house of Anfas. Beautiful, salty, aquatic, citrusy style scent, man. This stuff is awesome. I love that kind of salted, aquatic, ambergris citrus combination here. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of ambergris, but again, it depends on the blends and it depends on the chemistry between notes and accords. And this is one that I really do enjoy. Just maneuvering around, you know, we were walking around Savannah, Georgia, and you just walking around on that Sunday before going home, walked from our hotel to get some brunch and did a little bit of shopping before we left, and just really enjoyed this on the way home, and just throughout the rest of my day, you know. So this is a very nice fragrance for the summertime, and again, that kind of salty, aquatic, citrusy, aquatic ambergris note. It doesn't come off fishy or eggy in any way, shape, or form. And I think with it blending with the saltiness and the very bright, sparkly citrus in this fragrance really makes it something that I really, really enjoy. So on Sunday, on the way home from anniversary weekend, which me and my wife had a blast celebrating 12 years of marriage, just awesome. This is a great go home scent, and it was very, very warm in Georgia. It wasn't hot, but very, very warm. Of course, you got a little sweat going when you're walking outside, but this was outstanding. It really radiated in that atmosphere. From the house of Anfas on Sunday, we went with Samaha. This is really good, underrated house. Very, very, very beautiful niche perfumery for sure. All right. Up next on Monday, we return to work, and I got this in when I got back from vacation. And man, this is great. This is one of the best from the house, and my experience overall was awesome. On Monday, back to the office from the house of Argos, we went with Perseus Triumphant. Perseus Triumphant on Monday, back to the office. Wow, what a release. Love it. This citrus leathery rose here. Beautiful musk in here as well. But the leather and the rose combo is very nice. I, for one, think you can wear this any time of year. I live in Florida, very, very warm, and I wore this on back to the office. I wore it to the office. It was 90 degrees, and it was no issue. Nothing cloying, nothing unattractive about it. Once it got, once I got outside in the elements with this on, nothing. It's one of the, I'm not gonna say it's like a fresh leather, but there's freshness in this profile that allows it to be versatile. And this stuff is very handsome, very gentleman-like, business-like. Nothing playful about this, in my opinion. Fellas, if you're looking for a masculine, I ain't gonna call it a freshie, but a masculine, fresher fragrance, but still has those layers of, woods and leather, and you're gonna get it here. I believe there's a little bit of oud in here as well. That's very, very underlying in the base of this. But to my nose, that rose and leather combo is nice. Very nice, quick citrus pop in the immediate opening of this fragrance. Doesn't last long. But all in all, I really enjoyed this fragrance. Very good performer off of my skin. I did receive one compliment at the office on Monday, and I just enjoyed it. This is going to get worn a lot. Some of my most worn Argoses are Bacio Immortal. What's another one? Love Triumphs Over War is another that I wear a lot. And those deemed to be Neptune's Trident. Is very, very versatile. But those are the more versatile profiles from Argos, especially in the heat, that I've been wearing. But this right here is going to go right up in that in that lineup, especially for all year around. Has a little bit of bite to it for sure. For sure, a little bit of spice to it, but the rose and the leather, it's a fresh rose in here. The leather is very smooth, almost kind of like a soft leather. Nothing, old man or old schoolish about it. Christian did a fantastic job. One of my favorite experiences from Argos. It's not going to be for everybody. This kind of really suits my taste. Just my day-to-day setup, what I got going on. This falls in line perfectly with that. On Monday to the office, I do have a first impressions video of this that you can watch after this as I get more in depth. But you'll hear about this a lot for sure going forward. From the house of Argos on Monday, we went with Perseus Triumphant. Perseus Triumphant. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful fragrance, all right? Up next on Tuesday, it was cookout day at the job. And, shout out to my team. Every time we go, injury incident free, every month at work, we do something special for the guys. So steaks, potatoes, salads, ice cream bar, all that stuff, man, for working safe and being safe. And I was looking for something very bright citrusy that was going to work very well with the heat and the grill smoke. Yes, your boy's on the grill. Your boys on the grill flipping them steaks and garlic breads and all that, getting ready for dinner with the crew. But on Tuesday, cookout day, this worked beautifully. From the house of Xerjoff, we went with the Great Renaissance. Love, 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 love this fragrance, man. One of the best, if not the best citrus openings, man, that I've ever got my nose on. It is outstanding. Again, another one that is kind of polarizing in the community. Some people say this smells like kind of bathroom cleaner or lemon pledge and things like that. I don't get that at all. I get a very unique citrus experience here. This stuff is outstanding. You get some white florals in here as well. A very fresh appeal to this fragrance. The amber in the base of this really hugs this fragrance in the dry down. This stuff is outstanding. I love what this fragrance does as it continues to develop off of my skin. It's just one of those ones, man. outstanding. Now, I was testing Yeoman Lel's version called Resurgence. I've talked about that recently on my arm. So I was wearing this fragrance, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna put this on my arm and see how it does. And it did really, really well. I mean, Yeoman Lel did a really, really great job, 9% close to this fragrance, and performance is outstanding. But long story short, back to Renaissance. Great citrus fragrance, great for the warmer weather. Really, you could really wear this all year round. But for me, spring, summer, fall is where this will get to play. But especially in the heat, I was outside the majority of the day. This was a superstar. Great performer, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I love this stuff. From the house of Xerjoff, we have Renaissance from the 1861 collection. And this stuff is awesome. Love it, love it, love it. On Tuesday, great fragrance. All right. All right, up next on Wednesday. Wednesday was meeting day, and I had to run the meeting. It was my turn to run the meeting at work, and all of the department heads in my job, we facilitate the meetings each and every week, and it was my turn. All right, so of course on Wednesdays I want to wear something clean, fresh, inoffensive. I'm sitting next to people, elbow to elbow, round table action, so I'm very mindful of that. All right, so and this is one that this worked perfectly. This really worked perfectly on Wednesday for meeting day, and I'm gonna be wearing this one a lot more on those meeting type days that I have. From the house of Orman Jane, we went with the Montebaco Cuba. Montebaco Cuba, this stuff is awesome, man. Shout out to my guy Jason Vercher for putting me on. I love the Montebaco DNA, period. I love Intensivo. I love I'm forgetting the other blue one that I like. Montebaco in general, I love it, but this one I was introduced to, didn't really know much about. But what you get with this one, you get that Montebaco DNA, much more freshened up. Get a little white florals, you get a little bit of vanilla in here as well. You still get your juniper, you still get your leather, you still get the airiness that you get from the overall DNA. Verano, Montebaco Verano is the one I'm thinking about. But this one just a little bit more toned down, a little bit more smoother, a little bit more relaxed. Some people say this is the best out of them all. I'm not really sure which one is the best. For me, I just love the DNA. This is one of those fragrances that work. So in an office setting, sitting round table, I did get one compliment on Wednesday in the meeting, but it wears very clean, very fresh. There's some masculine touches to this as well, but it's also softened up by the white florals and the touch of vanilla that's in this particular version of Montebaco Cuba. This is one that I think a lot of you would like. If you're not a fan of very, the woodsy, the juniper, the leather style concoction that is Montebaco Intensivo, or even Verano, because it does have a beautiful citrus uptick in it. This is one that a lot of guys are saying they like the best because it is a little bit more smoothed out, and the addition of the white florals and the vanilla really make it something special, man. So it's one that doesn't get talked about a lot in the community, but this stuff is fire. Worked really, really well on meeting day on Wednesday, and I really enjoyed it. Really great performer as well. These are sneaky performers for a freshie, a masculine freshie. Really does well, man. On Wednesday, on meeting day, from the house of Orman Jane, we went with the Montebaco Cuba. This stuff is really good. It's really good, really, really nice, and I really enjoy the house of Orman Jane, especially the Montebaco line. I got to get into some of the other ones too, but that one is fire. All right. Up next on Thursday, I talked about it at the beginning of this video. I've been talking about it over the past couple of weeks, and just to think, an inspired take of this fragrance pushed me to get the original as quickly as I could. And I found it for a great price. And this was Thursday, and boy, this is just absolutely phenomenal. From the house of Boadicea de Victorious, we have the great Blue Sapphire. Blue Sapphire on Thursday. Got me a full bottle of this immediately. Shout out to Yeoman Lel once again. They have a take called Neelam. That is incredible. It's around 90-95% close to this. What are the differences? Why did I have to have this and Neelam just wouldn't do? There's an uptick in the progression of this fragrance with the original that I wanted to experience. That candy, lemon, and rose and oud here is done beautifully. There's a dryness to the woods here, a little bit of a dryness to the woods, whether it's coming from that oud or something else, but there's a particular dry feel to this that is working well with the rose, working well with the lemon that I really appreciate. Blue Sapphire is not a DNA that's for everybody, but it's definitely for me. This is a luxury, man. This is royalty. This is elite level perfumery. I know there's conversations about another fragrance that this may be inspired by. I get it, cool beans. But for me, I'm good to go with this. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience for me. Great performer. I just did laundry yesterday. And after I wore the shirt that I wore to work, I had on a soft blue polo, and I did my laundry, and I'm pulling the polo out of the hamper to put into the wash. And as soon as I grabbed it and lifted it out of the hamper, a huge waft of this smacked me in the face. I was like, that's crazy. Like, that was 4 days ago that I wore this. This stuff probably stained that shirt. I'm going to find out in a little bit when I do fold my clothes when I get them out of the dryer. But this stuff is amazing, man. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a masterpiece of a fragrance. I understand the hype of Boldicea. I have another one that I just got in that I'll go ahead and show y'all. We got Energizer here. Any of y'all who know about Energizer, I just got that in. One of the greatest citruses ever. But back to Blue Sapphire. Beautiful. My most complimented fragrance of the week. I received 5 compliments wearing this. 5 compliments wearing this. Now, for what it's worth, those who heard me speak about Neelam, I received 3 compliments with Neelam. The compliment factor is there because of the DNA. And this is well done by Boldicea. Yo Milano did a great job, but this is just a little bit, you get a little bit more. Will you pay for it? Yes. This is very pricey. I was very fortunate enough to find this for a really good price in comparison to what it usually goes for. And I'm very grateful for that. But I'm very grateful that I was able to get this, and I have this. This is in the top 5 of my collection easily, and it's really battling for the #1 spot. On Thursday, to the office, most complimented of the week from the house of Boldicea, the Victorious, we have Blue Sapphire. This stuff is outstanding, man. I totally get the conversation. I totally understand it more than ever. Outstanding beast of a performer. Great stuff. All right. And that was on Thursday. All right, on Friday, man, I was just really itching to reintroduce myself to this again. And I did a video talking about this fragrance. And some people in the comments saying, man, it comes off real feminine. Not to me. It's very fruity. It's clean. It has a nice suede touch to it. I don't take it as a feminine leaning fragrance, but to each his own. Fragrances are very subjective. But for me, this stuff is killer, man. 9 out of 10 stuff here. It's talked about as the best of the line. I don't think that about it, but I understand it. From the house of Mind Games, we have the great Jadoob. Jadoob on Friday from the house of Mind Games. To the office, I might add. Had some stuff going on Friday. Had to do some interviews. Had to do some interviews on Friday. But this is awesome. To me, you get this kind of pomegranate cranberry blend here. You get a beautiful sweet orange to this as well. A very nice, smooth suede accord here. There's some Ambrofix in here that really powers up the fragrance and allows it to be a great performer. Longevity is awesome here. Bro, we're talking, I was still catch a waft of this 9 hours into my day. As a matter of fact, I was winding down. I was leaving for the day, walking down the steps to go out the gate and get to my vehicle, catching wafts. It'd come and it'd go after like that 6-hour mark. It was just coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. So my wife actually said that I cannot wear this anymore without her being around. She loves this. She said I smelled edible. She texted me while I was at work and said, you smell edible. Because I told her, she said, look, you can't wear that no more. And I was like, dang, why? And she was like, you smelling too good. You smelled edible. And no, we're not doing that with that one. So this is like her biggest reaction to, I mean, that ain't French Defense. She loves French Defense too, but she loves to wear that for herself these days. But Jadoob, she was like, you can't wear that without me. That's a negative. So Jadoob, I got a huge compliment from the wife, and I also got one compliment from one of my interviewers that I was my interviewees who I was interviewing. He said, hey man, he said, I ain't trying to be weird enough, man, but you smell good, bro. I said, I appreciate that, dog. So good stuff here from the house of Mind Games. One of the most celebrated, one of the most loved. We have Jadoob. If you ain't got your nose on it, I highly recommend that you do so, for sure. All right. And last but not least, on Saturday, man, I ain't really do much of nothing. It was football. See, college football is back. It was football day, and that's what I was doing. I had to run out the house. Well, actually, I had to run out the house and get the new camera. That's what I had to do. I was doing some stuff in my office. I had the games on, and I was just kind of doing stuff in the office, man. And I went to grab my old camera now, and I'm turning it on. It wasn't cut on. Battery charge wasn't cut on. And after a while, it cut back on, and then I was putting the card in, and nothing was reading. It just had a complete and utter. So I had to, I started doing some research, and thank goodness it's a Labor Day weekend, because I caught a great sale on a camera body for me to get until, I'm able to figure out what I'm going to do, because I do have some changes that I'm going to be making in 2026 with my equipment. But anyway, this was the fragrance that I wore. Very, very clean. Very nice. I really enjoyed this fragrance, and I think it's a casual fragrance. I really think it's a casual fragrance, something you can do a lot of things in, and it's really, really good. From the house of BDK Parfums, we have Pas ce Soir. Pas ce Soir. Now, I know that there is an extrait to this, and I've heard all about it, but I haven't smelled it yet, and I will. But this is awesome. Pear, orange, white florals, get a little patchouli in the base of this thing. Very good. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like the pairing here kind of has this kind of honey texture to it, blending in with the citrus and blending in with the florals on this is very, very nice. Does lean a little bit feminine, but not too feminine for me. There's a gauge for me, with fragrances, whether they're too feminine or not, and this is not it for me. So looking forward to smelling the extrait, but this right here held me down, man. I really enjoy it. I really just enjoyed the profile of this fragrance, and then, like I said, very casual, moving around, especially when I had to leave out the house to go buy this camera. All right, but good stuff overall. Like I said, chill day, football day, in the office day, running a quick errand day. This one held me down. From the house of BDK Parfums, on Saturday to close out the week, we went with Pas ce Soir. Pas ce Soir, the EDP. Great stuff. Really enjoyed this, man. Good stuff. All right. So there you have it, guys. That was my weekly rotation. Every fragrance that I wore during the week of August 24th, week 182. It was a very interesting week for sure. Had some fun, worked hard, had some technical difficulties, kind of moved around and did some things, man. And overall, really, really great week, man. So I always appreciate the love and support. Thank y'all, man. I don't take it for granted at all. Again, drop your rotations down below. We just cracked 27,000 subscribers. So I am very, very thankful for that. And I appreciate all the love and support, man, that this channel gets. All right, so until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Always remember, man, that positive energy and that positive vibes. All right, cool. All right, splack it up, splack it down, splacking that thing all around. And remember, what you put out to this world is exactly what you're going to get back. That's for sure, now. Peace, man. And of course, splacker.